Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Today's matchup features one team who likes to get it done through the air. The Seahawks are #1 in total pass yards, going up against the Cardinals, who will have to be at their best to slow them down. So for the call of this week's 17 matchup, let's send it out to our broadcast team, Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Larry, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Evergreen State and CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Arizona Cardinals and the Seattle Seahawks. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
It should go without saying that anytime you run the football well and gain a nice chunk of yardage, that means the offensive line did their job and did it really well. But let's give them a little more credit than that, because all week long, offensive line meetings, they're going over adjustments, counters, with line shifts, all those things that go along with it. And yet, you still have to be physical, and that's what they did on the first play.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. And if this offense is going to flow today, certainly the running back will be a key piece.
Without a doubt, because they asked their runner to not just do that, but to block, to catch, to help set a tone for their offense.
Second down following the run.
Watch left. Tight end to the left. Let's go.
From a shotgun, he'll look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
That was a nice completion on an out route, and those types of plays are the result of arm strength by the quarterback and timing by the receiver.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. And the big meat on the D-line. We'll see how they do today.
And I'd hate to be an offensive lineman having to deal with these guys. They come in hungry, mean, and confident. They think that no one can block them.
They'll drop to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
And down he goes. A sack. They sack him back across midfield at about the 48-yard line. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback, because he had no chance to block him.
Okay, look at this. The punt team nowhere to be found. They're on the sidelines. Offense going to go for this on the opening drive. They'll set up a throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. He has just been a load for opposing offenses to account for. Now 8 interceptions on the year.
I love that number because I always think of center field. You know, when I hear 8, because that's the position you write in the scorecard in baseball. And what do good center fielders do? Take away all the alleys, right? They range deep and make a whole lot of great catches.
And they'll go on the ground. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon. And when this offense is clicking on all cylinders, the running back is in sync as well.
The focal point. Runs, catches, blocks, sets the tone for the offense.
Shift together here from the D-line. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. Partner, your thoughts on this D-line?
I love a unit that can control the run and get after the passer. This is an all-around terrific defensive front. Hard to move the ball against them on the ground, and then when you want to throw it, look out. Here they come after the quarterback.
And the offense looks to pick up the first here on 3rd after that incompletion. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Now after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. Here comes the Cardinals punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. Returnable here from the 38. Just a 25-yard punt. Not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And it'll be Seahawk football 1st and 10. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
All right, partner, despite my eating habits, I'm not big enough to play offensive tackle, nor am I quick enough. But with the defensive ends nowadays and their speed, those guys have to be able to punch and dance, and it's a tough, tough job to contain them.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Pass incomplete.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
Wonder what's in the offensive playbook on 3rd and 13. We're about to find out.
Let's go!
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Going down the middle, and it's complete. A good pickup there at 22.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. It's a gain of 5, and it'll make it 2nd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Come on, let's go! Grand 38! Grand 38! Flex round! Flex round! Let's go! Flex round!
Again, he'll drop to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. A good pickup there at 22.
As a former defender, Brandon, the goal was always to tackle the receiver immediately after the catch. When you missed and gave up additional yardage, you didn't make anyone on your team happy. That's why I'm sitting here next to you.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. second and goal now from the 8. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. They lost 2 there, and it's third down.
There's another example of why they haven't scored any points so far. I think it's time to abandon the run game, spread things out, and go to the air. It certainly can't be any worse than what they've done so far.
Defense looking to make the stop here on third down and goal from the 10. A good job there defensively to stop him for a gain of just 4, and that'll bring up 4th and goal.
They might think about going for it here, but it's still just the second quarter. Take the 3 points, tell the defense you believe in them, and let them get the ball back for you.
The offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on 4th and goal. They'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. He can run for it, and he will. The Seahawks go for it, but can't convert. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically, what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on it at second down.
When you have a lot of confidence in your offensive line, that allows you to take shots, as we just saw there. Hardly anyone is going to say, let's go ahead and dial up a big throw from the shadow of their own goal line. But they did there because they knew the guys up front would give them time. They weren't able to complete it, but it was a nice attempt.
Here we go.
They'll throw again from their own end zone. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he will bring this down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach, because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. A great play there with his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Shaun Alexander for the second most in a single year. And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one taken from the 7. He can't bring him down.
The weight room does work.
And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. So out now come the Cardinals. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
He'll drop to throw. He's going to air one out. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Incomplete pass on second down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on third. They come up in an offset
Here we
eye.
go. Red 38. Red 38.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively and then just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
Oh, he takes it in, doesn't let it bounce. He takes it at the 2. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the offense will come back onto the field with a 1st and 10. And now here's a carry heading left. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. So the offense looking at a 2nd and 8. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. 1st level defensive line, 2nd level linebackers, 3rd level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a 1st level run, and it was stopped by a 2nd level player.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the 1st down marker was and getting there.
1st down and 10 now for the offensive group. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
And it looks like this will likely be the last play before we hit the 2-minute warning.
Let's see if they can sneak one more good play in before the 2-minute signal.
They'll drop to throw, and he will find his man on the outside. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning goes right at him, and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And he's got his man on the out route. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. And quickly, they get to the line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the 1st.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the 1st down.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
He's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. And on 2nd and 10 now. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense.
Ohio! Let's go! Ohio!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4. This is turning into a bit of a death march here, the 13th play of this drive. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. 4th down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
It would be a very makeable field goal try from here, but instead they're going to go for it.
Here we go!
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And it is incomplete. Or it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Cardinal defense is going to get the football back. Arizona getting ready to go as they take. The field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He's got time in the pocket. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, partner, I guess that answers the question about whether they're going to sit on it or not.
It does. Now we'll see if they try that again.
Yeah, I think what we find on plays like that, when you take that shot, if you're unsuccessful, then you go way more conservative to finish the half, you know? I think that's the way they'll go.
He'll look to throw. He's going to take another shot here. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee, and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Hey, Charles, can you give me water? Here's Chuck. They cut off the halftime show again. Quicker than anticipated, ready for the start of the second half. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together.
Let's go.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Let's go.
They'll look to throw here. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to bring up a third down. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up fourth down.
We saw there a big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on fourth down and 9. One receiver left, 2 to the right.
Let's go. 38.
They're going to try and throw. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. A great read, and it's picked off. And the return this time will go after the 42-yard line. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the third. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Flush to his right. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll make this a second down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Let's go. Ohio. Come on.
Looking to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fall forward to the 29-yard line. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. Well, they'll say no to the 46-yard field goal try. They're going to go for it. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down.
Well, the field goal attempt was well in hand. They had that, but they decided to go for it anyway. Extreme confidence, it looks like.
Yeah, but I bet the defense is going to remember this one, right? They kind of rubbed their nose in it. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it, eluding the pressure right. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. 7 yards to pick up on the pitch and catch. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
Let's go. Here we go.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. It'll be a loss of only a couple on the sack, but now it'll bring up third down. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive.
Here we go.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. He may try and run for this. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line. Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. They'll run it now out of the gun.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score one touchdown,
You want two.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got one, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
From back at the 3 now. This is 3rd and goal. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
This is where you're probably weighing the score and the clock. 3rd quarter, so maybe it's a little early to start worrying about how much time is left in the game. But if you kick the field goal, you make it a 2-score game. A tough balance and a tough decision for any coach to make.
A field goal would make it a 2-score game, but they're going to go aggressive. They're going to try this thing on 4th and goal. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Seahawks with the possession. They also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th and final quarter. Here we go, a big play and a tight game late. They're going on 4th and goal.
Here we go.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. A great effort there with touchdown number 29, too short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. This is taken at his 4. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. They come out here in the eye. And they give this time to the tailback. And takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
So 2nd and medium, 2nd and 5 now. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. And this defense continues to give them fits. They just can't get really anything going on the ground, can they?
I love the theme that you just brought up. This defense has been tough all game long against the run. We just saw another example of it there.
He'll drop to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And down he goes, but the stiff arm utilized effectively there, and it helps him move the sticks. And in a two-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Here we go.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And that's a loss of 7 on the first down play. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. They've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you. Push them deep. Find some space and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for them. Brandon, that play typifies what we've seen from the offense all day long. They've had no success getting things going. I think for the offensive coordinator, he's got to go to that side of the play sheet that says, try something different. Try some specials, something they haven't seen all day to try and get this offense kick-started.
Here we go.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays. And you don't get many opportunities to dial them up. And they just did. And they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right.
Let's go. 1, 9.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. They're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. 1 receiver left, 2 to the right.
Come on, let's go. 1, 9.
And the back goes into motion. And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And he's got some space here.
We always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit.
Ohio. Come on, let's go.
He'll come out throwing here on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Dancing, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up third. and long. They'll look to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the interception by the Seahawks D leads to a touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And a pretty slick return there as he's up just shy of the 45-yard line. The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
So the run moves the chains, and here we go on 1st down. They'll come out in the pistol.
Let's go. 1, 2.
They go play action here on 1st down. Now a desperation throw deep. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Cardinals. A big play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Cardinals cut into that lead.
And that touchdown puts us in a position to have a discussion, doesn't it? Now, it'll be a 2-score game after the conversion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt with a 2-score game, they're going to have to onside kick it. We'll just see if they've got a miracle up their sleeve.
And you wonder what onside kicks they're going to use and in what sequence if they hope to have a chance to win this game.
And the Seahawks, looks like they've recovered. They have. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. That one looks like he'll throw here. Being chased out left. Now he'll let it go on the run. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. A great read, and it's picked off. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, you gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. A good 1st down call as the screenplay gets them 9. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Well, not the position they want to be in. Still a very, very small chance here, but they almost need a miracle.
Agreed. That means they've got to get it to the sidelines, get out of bounds, and preserve clock.
play action. They'll throw. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. We've got a 3rd and 11. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. 2 timeouts remaining defensively, but that shouldn't make much difference right here.
It really shouldn't, but a lot of coaches look at it similar to baseball with the intentional walk.
Always bringing in other sports.
Hey, listen, think about the intentional walk, right? What if one gets past the catcher? What if he uncorks a wild one and now you still have an opportunity? That's why they like to use them all the way through.
Here we go.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Buying time, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. It'll be a gain of 11, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on 2nd down.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. He's going to fire one deep left sideline, and it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but